Yeah. Hi guys, welcome to this new episode of Code with Session. On this episode, we are going to design a WhatsApp. On this episode, we are designing the WhatsApp mobile app, right? Last week was the MTN app, and in my comment section on TikTok, a user or a fan requested that we design the WhatsApp page next. So I put some few things together and I decided to design the WhatsApp screen or the WhatsApp mobile app this Saturday. Yeah, so I wouldn't want to waste your time. I would want us to get into action. Stick around, comment, share your ideas, whatever that you want to share with us, share it, subscribe to the channel, and keep on the post notification so that anytime we go on live, anytime we post new stuff, you can have access to them. Thank you. Stick around and let's go. Okay, so our user requested that we design the WhatsApp Messenger app, right? And WhatsApp Messenger app is very big, so we will be doing that in sections, right? Or let's say parts. So this week or this Saturday, we are focusing on the homepage. We are setting the foundation for the whole app, and then we'll work on the homepage. Next week, we'll work on the status updates. The following week, we'll go to communities, and then the following week, we'll work on call logs, right? So there's a lot coming. There's a lot on the way. Don't leave us. Stick around and let's do this together. Yeah. So if you're a new developer or if you've been developing for some time now and you have been given a UI to design or a UI to develop, for me, the first thing I do is to analyze the whole design, right? Flutter works in columns and rows, so it is best for me or to make my work easier. I normally analyze my design and then I trace out sections or I put them into rows, I put them into section, anyhow I want to put them that will make my life better. I do that before I go into development. Yeah. So on this screen, we have the whole design, the WhatsApp UI that we'll be working on. So let me trace out or show you how I'll be tackling this whole thing. So this app is shared into 4 sections, right? The first section that I see here is the items in the app bar, which is the WhatsApp name, the camera, and then the menu icon. And then we have the next section, which is section 2, which will be the search bar containing the Meta AI icon, the hint text and all that. Then the following section, I see it to be the body, which contains the categorizations, which is all unread groups, blah blah blah, and the charts, and then yeah, and then these buttons. Then the last section becomes the nav bar, which has 4 items or 4 icons. So navigation items being the charts, the updates, the communities, and the calls. All right. So that is what I will do. This is section 1, section 2, section 3, and then section 4. So to tackle this, I would like to go with section 1, but that's not the best way because this section, right, from the top here all the way down to the end here belongs to the home screen or the chat screen. And then there is another screen that contains the status, There's another screen that contains community. There's another screen that contains polls, right? And then this. So to tackle this whole design, I'll first go with designing the bottom navigation bar, the bottom nav bar, before coming to the screens, right? So I'll design the bottom nav bar, link home screen to it, design this, link home screen, and link all of it to it. So that when it's time for development, I just go into the home screen, I design for home screen, I go into status, I design for status and all that. That way, I wouldn't worry about whether my navigation is going to work or not because I've already set the foundation. So enough with the talk, enough with the explanations. Let's get to designing the fourth section of the app, which is the nav bar. All right, let's go. All right. So in my ID, I will first run the app to make sure it is running. So I'll first run my app to make sure it is running and then get to work. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to subscribe because we are going to be doing these sessions every Saturdays, and then we'll be dropping tips and short videos, 10 minutes, 15-minute videos explaining widgets, techniques, and all other implementations in Flutter. So don't just watch this and go. Make sure you comment, make sure you share, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and wait for the next sessions. All right. Okay. So it's up running. Okay, still loading. Let's see. Our app is still running. I don't know why Gradle normally takes time to run, but that's Gradle for you. If you are into Flutter, then you know. All right, let's wait. Let's give it some time to load. Then we jump into yeah. We should start installing by now. Gradle. Are you running? Yeah, it's installing. So let's wait for the magic. Okay. Yeah. We should have up running. And then we get to work. Okay. All right. So we have our test screen. We have our faults app screen. Let's try it out to see if it is working. All right. It is working. So let's get to work. So this app, just as I already said, there's going to be a home page which will have the navigation bar and all the navigation items, and then there's going to be screens which will have all the other screens, right? So let's start from home page. Let's create a new class, the home class. Let's create that file and call it home. And then in home, we'll make home a stateful widget. And then you can just type STFUL or STF, and then you normally get there. Okay, stateful widget, and then we call it home. And then home will be a scaffold. Let's call home scaffold with a scaffold widget. I wanted to give me the suggestions, yeah, because all right, so home will have a body. For now, let's just give the body something like center, and then that center will have children. Oh, child, and then that child will have a text. And then we call that text home. So let's give this to our body. Let me run, and so we've set the home, right? When you set the home, you have to go to the main app and then set our custom home as the entry point for the app, right? So we can come here and take off this home page and call our home. And take off constant and call home again. Why aren't we getting the home widget? Yeah. So we have our home. Let's run this to confirm if our home is working or our app is working and the home is connected to the main page or the entry point, or the home is set as the entry point. So let's go. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, please. All right, our home is working, so let's get to business. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we are going to create a bottom nav. So scaffold has a, should I say, a child widget that is called the bottom navigation. We can use to create a bottom navigation, right? So we can call bottom navigation bar, and then it takes children, and then in that child we can call bottom, wait, oh yeah, it's bottom navigation, that's why I was confused. Bottom navigation bar has children. Why is this thing being slow at giving me this bottom nav widget or a child called icon that is by default? So for now let's just give it any icon and call it home. So let's give it a home icon. Then we'll give it a label. So we'll give it a label. That label, let's we can call it home. And then we create the remaining 3 bottom nav items, right? So we have the charts, we have the status, and then we have the options, right? So we can call this, just for now, let's just assign any icons, and then we change it to the actual WhatsApp icons, right? So I just want to make sure that everything is working, and then we'll just change it with this icons, right? So we have chats, updates, communities, and then calls. Okay. So let me confirm the camera. I'm checking the camera to make sure everything is okay. Yeah, I'm audible now because my camera went off. But yeah, it went off. So are we back? Are we back? Okay. Check. Okay. I hope everybody can see my screen, the live screen. All right. I hope everybody can see the live screen. If you can see it, just put it in the comment section. Let's move on. All right. I believe so. I believe it's showing now. So let's move on. So I have communities. I have communities, and then I have the last one is calls. So for this, let's change these icons. Let me just give it anything. Let me give it anything. Let me change this icon to anything so that we can confirm if our icons are showing. Then we move on to the next step. So let's rerun. So if you are just watching or if you just joined the live, we are designing the WhatsApp screen, right? The WhatsApp Messenger app. That is what we are working on. Yeah, so I believe the items are there, but all of them are having a white color. So let's change the colors of the icons and then we can move on. Yeah, so for now, let's make everything black. Let's make everything black. Yeah. So let me assign it to this. Okay. We have black icon. We have black icon. And then we have black icon. Yeah. Let's make our icons visible. Yeah. So if you can see, our icons are now showing, but the labels are not, right? So by default, bottom navigation bar makes the labels white, and then it also makes them hidden. The unselected labels are hidden except the selected ones. So let's make unselected labels or unselected items to show. So we have show unselected labels, which will be true. So this should show our labels. As you can see, the icons move forward, which means the labels are now showing. So we just have to set label color. So unselected item color, we make it black. Yeah, so we can see our labels. Let's go back to the design and then see what we have to do. So since everything, both the selected and unselected labels are black, right? So let's do that. So we'll just make selected labels, selected item color are also black. Yeah, so now all selected item colors should be showing. All selected item colors should be showing. Yeah. Then we can go to the next level. So now let's see what we got. So the next thing we are doing on this bar is designing this around selected items, right? So we are designing this around selected items. Oh, let's see what we got. Let's see if we can get that working. So if we have icons, since the icons are widgets, that give us the freedom, or that give us the right to design it anyhow we like, right? So let's start something. Let me wrap this around the container. Let me first wrap this around the container. The container has a child called icon. We are about to design the container and then see if we can apply that color effect to it. Yeah. So we have container, we have box decoration. What is the WhatsApp icon color? Can we get this? How do we get this WhatsApp icon color? I can't tell. Let me see if we can get it from, yeah, we can get it. So let's click this. And click the pen tool, then go here and click this. Sorry. So we should come here and click this. Then we'll have that. Or we can take the main green color, copy it, then we go back to our design. Yeah. So let's set color. To apply the hex color, we'll call the color class. And then this is how you apply hex colors. You do 0x capital E, and then you put in the hex color. So that should give you the draw color. Yeah, next logic. Thanks you for joining, big man. We're watching live. Yeah, I love that. I love that. All right, so let's see if our decoration will reflect. If it reflects, then we are starting on a good note. That's it. So yeah, now our icon, we give it a padding. Let's give the icon a padding. Just show show me. Let me wrap it in padding. And then this padding will be in symmetric, because if you check the design, the horizontal padding is kind of larger or longer than the vertical padding. So we can do horizontal padding being 16, and then the vertical padding being 8.0. And then for now, let's do this. Check if it has reflected. It has reflected. And then we will now go to the decoration, because there's a border decoration. We will do border radius, and then we'll do the circular border radius, which will be, you can't tell, so it should be around 50. Let's see if that will reflect. Yeah, so we have that. Wow, let's expand the horizontal view. So 16, normally this is how I do my calculation, right? So by default, Flutter gives 8.0 when it comes to padding and all that. So normally I do it plus 8.0. So 8.0 plus 8.0, I get 16. 16, I add 8 to it, then I get 24. So let me do 24 and see how it will be like. If 24 is enough, or it's not, then we can try 32 and see how it's going to be like. Yeah, so 32 is looking kind of cool. Yeah, so this is what we have for 32. All right, so the color is not entirely green. It's not entirely green, so I wish, let me see, when I add with values to this. Okay, you can add with values and then add alpha, and then we can reduce it 0.5. This is just the opacity, right? We are reducing the opacity of the color. So we do it 0.5. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Are we getting close? Are we getting close? Yeah, I think so. So that's that. Now let's try and apply this to all other icons. So for now, let me just take this. Let me just take this and then apply it to this icon. Apply it to this icon. And apply it to this icon. So let's check what we got. Yeah, so we have this for all of them. That's good. We can decide to, let me just change the icon so that it won't be the same. So people start getting confused. So let's have this instead of home. Yes. Okay. So the next thing we can do now is to, okay. So the next thing we can do is to set the current index, right? The current item index. That's just to show the selected item. So the selected item. So when we'll just come to the top here, then we'll define an integer called current index. And then that will be 0. So when we come to the R, we'll set our current index to the current index we created. The current index we created, and then we can say on tab on tab takes an index, so we can set state. We can set state, and then we'll set current index to be the new index. Yeah, so what we are doing here is just creating an index and then saying that when we click on one icon, when we click on updates, the updates should be the active tab. When we click on communities, communities to be the active tab, and then when we click on calls, calls should be the active tab. So let's try that and see. Let's try that. Okay, so now you can see the icons moving. That means there's a change, right? That means the current index or the index is working. All right, yeah. So the next thing we should do is to prevent the icons from moving. I seriously can't tell why they're moving, but let's see if we can find a function or a method in here that will help us to manipulate that behavior. So let's go through the methods and see. Nothing yet, nothing yet. Nothing yet, right? Okay, there's nothing yet. All right, so let's move on. I'll change that later. But now let's focus on getting the things right. So we have this here. Now what we would like to do is only keep the green colors, the active items, only the active items to have these green colors, right? So that is the next thing for us to do. For that, I think what we'll do is, so we have this. Okay, so we can put all this. We can put all this in a list. So we can do 1, 2, 3, and then we do this, then we do this, and then can do this dot map, say bottom item. Will this work? I am just trying out something to say. I'm being lazy right now. I'm being lazy right now. So we'll return bottom item. This is going to work. If you don't understand what I'm doing here, I'm just using the spread operator, which I've already talked about in one of the videos. You can find them in the channel in Flutter Essentials playlist. This is just the spread operator that I'm using to spread these items in this list as single items, right? So when I run the app, we are still going to have the same things in there. Nothing will change, yeah? As you can see, we have the same stuff and nothing changed. So what I'm trying to do is to write a small method, or to use a boolean to check the index of the current item, and then if the index matches any index or any of this, then I can go on and then redesign it using the colors and all that. But it's I'm kind of getting confused a little, so I think we can I don't want to do it how I always do it, maybe because I'm trying to learn something new, trying to do something new. So let me see, how best can I do this? How best can I do this? How best can I do this? Okay, so I can create a little class to hold these items and give them IDs, which I can use the ID compared to this index and then do that design, right? So let me not, this is a live video, let me not waste your time. So let's do that. So let me say bottom nav items. I'm creating a new class to contain those things. So I have a final int, call it ID, and then I have final uh, bottom. Then I can have let me do it this way, final string. um, I can call it icon reference, because we are going to use the normal WhatsApp icons now. And then I can call final string, then label. So we can call a constant bottom nav items, bottom nav items, and then we pass them in the constructor, pass the ID, we pass the icon, and we pass the label. Yeah, so we can have this, and then in our list, so we can now create a list like this. So a list of, yeah, in here we can create a list of a class. So the bottom nav item, the class should be bottom nav item, yeah, not items. So we have a bottom nav item, and then we can now call it bottom nav items. So we have bottom nav items, which will be this. Then we can now have a bottom nav item ID. This ID is 0, which will be the current index. The icon will be a reference to an icon, and then the label will be charts. That's the first one. And then we have this. So this ID is going to be 1, this ID will be 2, this ID will be 3. And then this will be an icon. So let me confirm, we have charts, we have updates, communities, and calls, right? So we have charts, we have updates, and we have communities, and then we have calls. So let's apply let's apply this here. So instead of this, we can just say bottom nav items should now have something like yeah. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. That's too much. Let me just pick one of this because I can't go redesigning it. I can't go redesigning it, so let me just pick one of this, like this, and then we can now take them off. So we can have this, and then we return this. So we are just looping through them, and then for this chart, we retain the bottom item dot label. So this becomes the label. Let's test each of them. Let's run a hot reload, and yeah, so as you can see, we have them there. And then this is what I was going to do, right? I was going to do this whole decoration thing. I was going to do this, the color. I think all I have to remove is the color, right? So let me try do this. So we'll do it like this. I'll write a boolean. I'll write a bool, and I'll call it it's active. Then it's active will be equal to the bottom item dot id equals current id. So in here we'll say if it's active, if it's active, if it's active, give us this color, else just give us a transparent color. So if it is, we are saying if this item is the active one, give us this color, else just make it transparent, right? So let's rerun our app and check if that has reflected or that will work. Let's rerun and see. So let's see. Yeah, as you can see, now our items then, or let me say our implementation is now working. It seems to be pretty cool. Not so final, but yeah, now it seems to be pretty cool. Now we can highlight the active tab from the inactive tabs, right? So if you check here, it seems our charts or our updates are kind of bold. All of them are bold, none of them is light. So let's try. The thing is, this is a JPEG. This is a screenshot that I've taken that we are using to do the design. So I might not have everything up to or 99.99% as the design, but I would have everything that needs to be here. So let's now work around our icon, right? So all these icons are assets, right? They are assets that I've already tried and gotten all of them, extracted all of them, and put in a folder. So we'll just go into that folder. I'll visit that folder and pick out all these items. All right. So just let's stick around, and then I do that in some few minutes. All right. So if you are new to Flutter, right, when you want to use a local assets are like images that you have on your drive, they are like icons that you have on your drive, they are like fonts and all other stuff that you have on your drive, which are not online. Those are your assets, right? They are local stuff. If you want to use the local stuff in Flutter, the first thing you have to do is to go to your pub spec. If you go to your pub spec, this particular line will be commented it will be commented, right? It will be commented. So all you have to do is to comment it out. You'll see something like this. I left this here for an example. So you'll see assets commented and stuff like this will follow, right? So what you have to do is to come to the folders, you go to the root folder, right click, and then create a new directory called assets, which I've already created, which you can see here, assets. And then in assets, you're gonna have, if you have images, you create an image folder for images. And then if you have icons, you create an icon folder for icons. If you have fonts, you do same thing for fonts. You have to keep your code base clean and organized, right? So keep images in images, keep icons in icons, keep fonts in fonts. That's how we do it. Yeah, so let's move on. I've already created all those things. So I'll just go and import all my icons into the icons folder, and then we can move on to using them, right? So let's do that. Let's go to WhatsApp. All right, let me import all the icons because there are many, there are a lot. Let me put all of them into the icons. We have all of them. All right. So we have our icons here. All right. As you can see, we have our icons. So let's use that in here, right? So when we come to our icon, we have the label and then we have the icon. So instead of using this icon, we will use another widget which is called icon image. Is it image icon or icon image? I think it is image icon, right? So we have image icon, which gives you the chance to use assets or local icons as icons. Yeah. All right, so to import that, you call the image icon, and then it takes an asset image. It takes an asset image. Since we are picking our icons from assets, it takes assets image. And then if you are new, in order to use the assets, you have to reference the assets locations, right? So we have our icons in assets, icons, and then the icon name. So we can do that from like this. We have assets, then we have icons, and then the name of the icon that we want to use, right? So the first icon, checking the design, we have the charts icon, then we have updates icon, community icon, and then course icon, right? So let's first go for charts icon. Yeah, we have two types. We have the field, and then we have the, so this is all I'll do from here. And I'll put it here. All right, so let me see if, let's run the app and check if that is reflecting, then we can move to the next one. Let's wait. Okay, it says it can't locate the assets. Why can't you locate the assets? Assets, icons, ICO2, engine, it's not there. That should be coming from our pub spec. Let me confirm. Assets, icons. Okay, then let me go to the pub spec and see what is wrong. We have assets, images. I think everything here is pretty okay. It's not this way. It's not like this. It's like this. So why, why? Hmm. Why is our icon not showing? Let's confirm. We start checking around, start moving around to let me move around. No one is to waste time on the pretty things, so let's be quick. Resolve. Let's see, because I don't understand why you would say you can't locate the image. Yeah, I think we have the, yeah, we are doing the right thing. So why does it say otherwise? Let me check this. Yeah, it's the same thing. So where could the problem be coming from? Let's rerun. This is not supposed to take our time. Seriously. Assets is not supposed to take our time. Assets is not supposed to take our time. That is, we have this. Yeah. And where is it located? Let's see. So we have this. It's the same thing. Same issue. I am suspecting this. I'm suspecting this prospect. Prospect always want to give you an issue. I'm suspecting it. Oh, I'm suspecting it. Guys, our asset is drawing us back. Our asset don't want us to move forward. What does it say? Yeah. It says assets not found. Is it? Should I change the name? Let me change the name and see if it will work. That shouldn't be an issue, but if that will work. Has anybody faced this issue before? You since kind of before, if you've been through this before, okay. Let me update the pub spec and see what happens. Yeah. Let me go. Is it pub upgrade, or should I run Flutter clean? Or maybe I should close the app and rerun local app and then rerun it. If that don't work, then we'll do Flutter clean. If Flutter clean doesn't work, then what do? We pray. Then we pray. Yeah, so we are rerunning our app. Let's wait and see. As we are rerunning it, let's go through our design again. So currently we are here. Let's get this working. If this single thing starts working, then we'll get all the rest of them working. And then the next thing we'll do is to do the active states. Change icon when it's active, change icon when it's inactive. We'll do all that, and then we now go to this. Oh my god, this is going to be very beautiful. I don't know why assets is wasting our time. Assets is wasting our time. But yeah, all good. Dependencies has been resolved. Gradle, are you running? Launch, and let's see. Should I pray? Guys, I'm praying. Guys, join me pray, because join me pray, join me pray. Gradle. Gradle always takes, like, I don't know what is hidden inside Gradle, but Gradle takes forever to load. Like, you can sit there, cross your arms, and be like, yeah, running Gradle task. Yeah, assemble the back. It's crazy. It's crazy. So now we wait for Gradle to load. I don't know if Gradle packages or Gradle dependencies are bigger than that of NPM. I don't know, because NPM, we all know NPM packages or NPM packages to be so big, but it doesn't take much time loading like how Gradle does. Gradle will make you look like you're using a machine of 1 gigabyte RAM. Yeah, so we're still waiting for Gradle to release our app, yeah? Our main, let's take off our main, we have our home, we are at home. Just this. Just this. Guys, please don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, be part of the whole development process, right? We are doing this together. So shout outs to Next Logic. It's always in the air. I really, really appreciate you, bro. Grido, what are you running? Like, this is literally the app that we just closed. Why are you taking forever to run it? It's not a new app. That's not a new app. We want to move forward. God. I wish I could just forward this. Wish I could just forward this. It's taking so much time to load. Is it done? It's done building. We would have to wait for it again to jump back and say, okay, installing. Riddle, why? After all this wait, and if this asset isn't working, right? Oh god. Then the life is over. Then the life is over, bro. You see? Everybody, you see? Can you see it's now working? Oh my god. All right, thank God. Let's get to work. I wish there is a sound that I can make and clap for the whole team. Phew, well done. All right. So now that we have this, we can now use this reference to import the remaining assets, right? So with this icon, we need two icons, the ones for active and the one for inactive, right? So we'll come back here and then we'll write something like final string active icon. So we can add required desktop active icon. Bro, Gradle is like, oh, Charlie. Sometimes it will make you feel like, am I using the right machine for this work? It will make you feel like, am I using the right machine for this work? Because it seems my whole procedure or my app isn't responding. I remember back in school, niggas were crying because their Gradle wasn't working. Someone can wait like 1 hour, 2 hours for Gradle to load. Like, bro. All right, so let's get back to work. So now add this to our list and then reference all the icons. Then we go back there. Normally this is how I code, right? I put all the complex stuff. I try to work out all the complex stuff. After doing that, then everything becomes like just call here, put it here, call, put it here, call, put it here, call, put it here, right? So I know you'll feel like, why is this guy doing this? It could just go in there and input that. But yeah, this is one of the coolest way to go with it. So yeah. So now let's reference our first icon, which is the charts. Which is the charts. Let's reference that. Where is it? Yeah. So we have this. No, truly don't waste my time. Don't waste my time. Yeah, so we have this. Then we'll have the active one here. Let me clear the clipboard. Yeah. So where is the active one? We have charts. Let's call the chart field and then come here, put it here, and we'll go to the next one is update. The next one is update. So update is status, right? So you take status field. So status field, and then this will be just status, and then the next one is community. So we take community field. It's too long. Let me just copy it. It's too long. Let me just copy. Yeah. Then we have this. No, and then we take the field off. Is the screen showing? Oh, I don't know why it keeps going off. I'll check later, right? Okay, so let's do the calls. Let's do the calls. So this will be calls, and then this will be just calls. So I think we have all our PNGs, image. I think we have all our PNGs, images and labels with their IDs field. So we can just come in here, then replace this reference with the icon. So bottom the icon, right? So let's run this and make sure we have all our icons in there. We have all our icons, and then we can move on to making the active and then the inactive icons here. All right. Yeah. So we have our icons. Everybody say hallelujah. Hallelujah. All right. So let's make our active and then inactive icons. Yeah. So let's go into building that. So if we have this, then we will use the is active again. Now the is active is becoming useful because when we were first doing it, it's like, what is this guy doing? Why can't you just go straight to the point? Now it's becoming very useful. So we just check if it is active, then give it the active icon. That's all. So let's rerun this. Yeah, status has two files. Okay, let me see. Is it here? Let's see. Status has two files. Which part? Status. Okay, yeah, it has two fields. Yeah, thank you. 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 Yeah, thank you, boss. Yeah, two fields. Yeah. All right. So as you can see, everything is working except the status. So let's update the status. And then we can move to work. System would like us to rerun the whole thing. Just hot reload. Hot reload should work. I don't know why we wanted to rerun all over again. Yeah, so we have all our icons working. The only thing we have to remove right now is that kind of padding. I don't want the icons to be shaky, but it's in there, so let's keep it there for now. Let's not waste all the time on it. And then the next thing we will do is to increase the label sizes. I don't think we have to increase the label size, just let me see. The only thing we have to increase is make it bold, I think, a little bit bold. Let's make it a little bit bold. Yeah, so let's check the label style. Where is it? Where is it? This. Do we have label style? Yeah, selected label style and unselected label style. So let's do that. Give it a text style. And then we give it font weight. And then we give it bold. And then we do same thing for the unselected. So we can do this. Yeah. Yeah, so we now have the bold text. I think we can move on to designing our. I think this is okay for the bottom navbar, right? Let's not do above this. That's enough. Or let's go to the next thing. We are learning widgets. We are learning ways of. The camera will come and then the screen will go. The screen will come and then the camera will go. This two is doing like Aki and Popo today. All right, so I want us to do the next thing, the next big thing, right? So let's say currently we are done with this. We are not going to do this. This at the top there, we ain't going to do that. We don't have time for that. Let's focus on real stuff here. This is live, so we need